the center courtyard at church. We had an exciting morning this morning, and I want you to tune in to our worship on Sunday, and you'll hear all about what happened this morning here in the courtyard. But it's just such a wonderful gift to have this wonderful setting, and we gather this week as we prepare for the 4th of July weekend. Normally, the 4th of July is the high point of summer in Sheboygan. Lots of activity, lots of socializing, parades and parties and fireworks. Well, this year it's very different. It's going to be a much more quiet. Our family is heading up north like we traditionally do, up to our family cabin for the 4th of July. But it's going to be quieter up there. It'll just be Jim and Jesse and me and my parents, instead of the 20 family members who are normally gathered for 4th of July. Yes, it is a very different year this year, as we know. I came across a poem by the Chilean poet Pablo Neruda. He is probably most famous for his love poetry, also his poetry about revolution and justice. But he has a poem that is entitled Keeping Quiet, and it really spoke to me, and so I'm going to share it with you. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let us not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. And those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it's all about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. I love the phrase in there, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. I think that describes our experience of what's happening right now very well. And then also the idea that perhaps we could do nothing and we could interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves. During this pandemic, I think one of the gifts that we are given is time to reflect, time to be alone. I know it's not true for people who have young children at home. It's hard to find time to be alone, but for many of us, we are given the opportunity to really reflect on who we are and what we value. And so my prayer, my gift to all of us as we head into the 4th of July weekend is to not fight the sense of all the things that are being canceled, but instead to embrace it and embrace this opportunity to be inactive for a while. It truly can be a gift. Happy 4th of July to you.